Welcome, everybody. You would think that getting up early helps consistently. However, you can overdo it. You can get too much of a good thing. I, for example, woke up at 1:48 a.m. Hey, Mookie42, welcome. I woke up at 1:48 this morning, which was way before I wanted to. And had plenty of time to get a lot of things done. And yet here I am, starting about 8 minutes later than I wanted to. But I hope everyone else's day is going well. I'm glad you're doing okay. And I hope you've had a fun, exciting, or productive day thus far. I am presently debating about the wisdom of turning what is kind of my little magic shop into a radio studio. Basically put a little microphone in here and a live on-air sign or something to that effect. I feel like that could be fun. But either way, I think today I'm gonna keep keep working on what I was working on yesterday. You don't need to read the 42 in my name. I mean, that's fair. Look, maybe the 42 is important to you, and unless you say so, I have no way to know. So, Mookie it is. And good to see you back. But alright, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into working on my tiles. I've been working on these this morning, so let's see if I can make some more progress today. Nope. Load! There it is. I'm doing pretty good, despite my complaint about waking up way too early. I'm feeling pretty alright. Went to bed at a reasonable hour, and I was expecting to get up around, 4 or 4:30 this morning, but woke up way earlier than that, and I had been up ever since until I took a nap about 40 minutes ago. But I'm having a pretty good day. I should have taken my dog on a walk this morning, but I didn't because I felt like I needed a nap instead. So she's gonna have to get one of those later today. Alright, I need to fix this bad boy, which I think I can do just by flipping this. By the way, your avatar looks like Orko from He-Man. Oh, right, yeah, Orko. Wasn't sure what you meant at first, but no, I do know who Orko is. Wait a minute, what have I done? Ah, I have not grabbed enough of this thing. Yeah, so I don't know which came first. Whether it was Orko or the Black Mage from the first Final Fantasy game. But they have a similar aesthetic. And that is the vibe I was trying to go for. So, mission accomplished, I suppose. Let's see. I see. There's one more thing I need to do before I move this. I think the robes and glowing eyes in darkness is kind of a pretty safe and traditional look for a mage. I need this to actually be like that, I think. Yeah, and then I can put that right there, copy this bad boy. Yeah. Cool, that should do what I want. Do you watch anime? Not a lot. I used to watch anime, I used to like it a lot. I haven't found a lot of anime lately that I've really enjoyed. But I've watched, most of the anime I've seen is a little bit older now. I think the latest, like the most recent thing I have watched that I liked, I watched like maybe 10 episodes of, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. But that is the newest thing I have actively watched. I am a fan of anime, though. I'm a fan of the style. And I actually watch a lot of anime YouTubers. I'd say within the past several years, I've watched way more anime discussion than I've actually watched anime. Rimuru Tempest. Yeah, what did you think of it? I thought it was pretty fun. And from what I've heard, there are a couple of other anime that take the whole world building side of that show, where, you know, the part where he focuses on expanding his influence in the fantasy world he finds himself in. There are anime that do that and explore that idea a bit more in depth. It's cool, yeah. I agree, and I think it's kind of lighthearted for the most part. Like, it is cool to see Rimuru just sort of dunk on people. Because he's definitely at that power level, at least for the part of the show that I watched. He's definitely in that power level of, you know, way too OP to really be threatened by much, but that's part of the fun. Okay, so I've got this here, it's going up. This, I think this is incorrect. Side there's. Okay, I think I should fix this. If I'm going to change this one. And actually, let me just slide this over one. So what else have you watched? What kind of anime do you like to watch, I guess, lately? Maybe that? Yeah, I think so. Dislike the second season. Yeah, most things do tend to go downhill in their second season, unfortunately. It's hard to keep a good thing going. Yeah, so if I'm gonna make this shadow on the bottom right-hand side for these three, I should do it here too. Which is annoying. Let's see, if I just flip this horizontally. That probably looks okay, right? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Did I? Yeah, I did flip the whole thing, okay. What did I do? Okay, there we go. Now watch Ranking of Kings. You know, that's one of those shows that I've seen like a few different YouTubers that I watch recommend, saying that, you know, it's way better than the animation might imply it is. Like, it looks like it's a show that's very much just based on the visuals, you know, from the advertisements or whatever. It looks like it's kind of a kiddie type show, and the animation is definitely unique. It's very different from other stuff, but I've heard it's very good. It's worth it to watch it. Yeah, I might try to give it a shot. Excuse me. I might try to give it a shot. Because I've heard it does take itself pretty seriously. Or at least, appropriately seriously, perhaps. Let's see, I think... Okay, yeah, I've got this way. I shouldn't be able to replace this one. Yeah, okay. That means I need the bottom corner of this. That looks janky. Why does that not work? I bet I know why. It's because I actually need to cut this in the wrong diagonal here. Which means I need this one. I'm actually kind of a sucker for some accurate historical, or maybe not even accurately historical, but like realistic portrayal of fantasy. Like, I'm okay with magic and, you know, fantasy creatures and that kind of thing, as long as the show is able to convince me that the world is following some kind of internal logic that, you know, makes me believe that it could actually work that way. Because there's definitely some shows that I watch them and I'm like, ah, yes, this makes no sense. But, if I can get around that... Oh, I see, I have done this thing... I'm not sure about what the best course of action with this is. There's this one little detail here. Like, a lot of the time, as far as those shows go, I like to imagine I like to play a lot of D&D, and so I like to take my fantasy fairly seriously. Or at least I like it when I can. You know, if the people in the show are acting like I imagine real people to act, that goes a long way for me to liking a show. Never played D&D. Yeah, it's hard to play D&D when nobody that you know is really into it. But I find personally that D&D is, somebody else described it this way. Matthew Colville on YouTube, he described playing D&D or, you know, role-playing games as the most entertaining thing you can do with your brain. And I tend to agree. I think that's a good way to put it. When you don't have friends. Making friends is hard. Especially if you can't find anybody around you who's into the same things you are. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to fix this whole thing again, and I don't wanna. Or do I? Do I? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe I can just grab this. that. Nope, that will not work. That kind of worked. But it is also a process learning how to make friends. It can be difficult. Does that look right? Does that look even reasonable? Yeah, that's basically what I did up here. By the way, how is to have friends? I think is what you mean. How is it to have friends? On a certain level, that question, it feels like that is trying to describe what does pizza taste like to somebody who's never had pizza. Like, I don't know, man, it tastes like pizza. And, you know, different friends are different, too. Not all pizza tastes the same. Some of my friends I wouldn't mind living in the same house with for a never-ending period of time. Other friends I can only take in small doses. So, you know, really depends on the friend, I guess. Kind of want to mirror these, actually. I do believe. Wait a minute. That's why that looks weird. That's one reason why that looks weird. Okay, that's fine. Like that? No, that goes in right there, I think. This is a stupid question. No, man, it wasn't a stupid question. If it is a question asked in... a question earnestly asked, let me put it that way. If you mean it, you're not just, you know, trolling me, for example, then it's not a stupid question. I'll just say this. Having friends, it takes effort. Which, how much effort it takes, and the kind of effort it takes, and goodness, that is way too much going on for me right now. I'm gonna roll the music down a little bit, sorry. I need to take that one off the playlist. I'm trying to have things be chill. But the kind of friends you have, or what was I saying? The effort it takes to make friends, and the kind of effort it takes to make friends changes depending on what stage of your life you're in. And I guess also kind of who's around. You know, you might be in a situation where all the people around you are just not people you want to be friends with. You know, if you're in that situation where this is not going to look right. If you're in that situation where you're surrounded by a bunch of people who just don't share your interests and you have nothing in common with, well, it's going to be really hard to be friends with them. And maybe it's not worth it. You know, some people, that's the other thing, some people, it's not worth your effort to be friends with. As harsh as that is to say. And I fully believe that you've got to look after yourself first. Because you cannot look after anyone else if you can't take care of yourself. That goes for liking yourself, too. If you don't like yourself very much, you need to work on that. Change things around. Change your attitude about yourself. Talk yourself up. And once you learn to like yourself, you can like other people. That's my 2 cents, anyway. But yeah, don't feel bad. I don't think it was a stupid question at all. I just may not be the most qualified person to answer that question. What am I working on? What am I doing next? Okay, so these are all going in the same direction. These are all going in the same direction. I like how all this looks. I like this. I think that looks fine. I probably need to do the same thing to this corner here. Don't know if I want to do it exactly the same way. Maybe? I don't know, maybe I do. Nice pixel art. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I am learning every day how bad I am at pixel art. No, I kid. People have been getting on to me recently about being self-deprecating, which is to say, getting down on myself about being good or bad at a particular thing. So I'm trying to not do that so much. Like I was just saying, you gotta like yourself first. And that takes effort. It really does. Did I go up a step there? I did. What am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking that actually looked okay. I think it does. Uh-oh, what have I done? I have opened up a thing. So have you been working on any pixel art yourself, Mookie? Nice to speak to someone. I'm glad I can be here for you. Any time, really? Maybe I need to fill that in that way. That's what I need. That's what I need to do. There we go. Just like that. Basically, I am just copying what I did over there. But you know what? That's okay. Did this morning a little drawing of shapes. What shapes did you work on? Did you try to draw anything in specific to figure out the shapes, or did you just do like boxes and circles? Because forget circles, man. I hate them. Maybe that, maybe that, maybe that, and that. Yeah, that looks better. I dig it. One thing about pixel art I've noticed is, especially if you get into this kind of thing, sometimes you just gotta zoom out and look at it. Because like if I've been in here, like, ah yes, look, it's colors and they are in flat shapes. And it looks fine. And I just drew a little ziggle here and a little waggle there and like, oh man, this looks really funky weird. So I just move away from it, and you know what? At a distance, altogether, that looks okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever done. This, however, is starting to annoy me. I feel like I need to change that. But I'm gonna have to change it on everything, and if I'm gonna do it, I need to commit to doing it now. Maybe that? Man, that really does split that, though. I don't know if I like that. Maybe like that. That's a little better, I think. I'm just gonna fill those two in here. A little bit of a cube and some circles. Cool. I mean, that's basically a people. It's basically a person. Nope, I didn't want that there. Rotate this 90 degrees. Hey, there we go. That should solve my problem. I say as I'm about to not need it that way anymore. Did I already fix that one? Oh, no, I'm on this. Yeah. Hello, cat. Cat on my desk, putting her tail in my face. Want someday to make my animated show. Yeah, that sounds cool. Cat, I am trying to work here. She's just putting her face in my face. And her tail in my face. What, do you have a plan for what you want your show to generally be about? Oof. I'm gonna hate this. Because I have to fix all, I mean, I don't really have to fix all these, to be honest. But I'm gonna. Even though this isn't the final product. This is just a test piece. I'm gonna waste my time. I've had people tell me I should do a comic with this stuff, and I know Darkbug, who stops in here occasionally. He is working on a pixel art comic. My biggest problem is I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of writing everything, writing all the story bits. But if that's your jam, then you should go for it. Also, I'd say this too about making things. If you start to make something and you're worried that it looks like something else, or someone, you know, someone criticizes you for having it look like something else, whether it's the story or a piece of artwork or whatever, that's just how art works. Anything you make is going to look like something somebody else did first. Especially if you're starting out. Like me, for example. Right now, I am making something that looks nice, but I did not come up with this idea myself. I am working off of this, which comes from Legend of Zelda. Link to the Past specifically. But I am using this as my sort of guide for how things can and maybe should look. I did not draw any of this, but you know, somebody whose name I don't know, but I respect because I can see, you know, they've done a lot of work here, and I'm trying to imitate what they did. Not exactly, but you know, close enough. Close enough that I can say it's inspired by their stuff. My idea is called Magic Gem. Okay. I have to intuit that that means it's about a magic gem. Or at least a magic gem plays some kind of role. Which is a solid starting idea, I think. Okay, what step of this am I really on? This needs to be edited in the corner here. Like this corner is extra shiny, this corner needs to be extra dark because it's the inside corner. Gems to be precise. So is it a matter of those with the gems can do magic, or is it just that the gems themselves are magical? It came from space. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so these all need to be replaced. I have edited this to be too wide so that it matches up a little more evenly and consistently. So I need to edit and fix all these with what I've got. So with Shift Q. Some type of ability. Okay, so kind of like a superhero kind of thing where people who have the magic gems get superpowers or magic powers of some kind. Do I need to do this? Have I not already done this? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Have I done goofed? I may have done goofed. Yeah, this would go right here, but I don't need that one. I actually do not need that at all. Main character wants to know more about magic gems from space. Okay, I think that's perfectly reasonable of a response. If I found a magic gem from space, I would probably want to know more about it too. So, does their magic gem give them the power to travel in space? Gems can shapeshift into some kind of animal. Okay. Let's see. Oh, right. I just cut it that way, so if I cut this the other way, cut the other half. What am I doing? I don't need to do this. I have this already right here in front of my face. Huzzah! That is wrong. Right there. Yeah, that's this one. Alright, so that one's fixed. That one's fixed. I'm just going to put a little red check mark next to the ones that I have gotten to the way that I want them. For now. And if you tame that animal, you get the power of the gem. Okay, so like the gem shows up, and then it takes the form of an animal, and then you have to tame it. Does that, does taming it grant you the power to, like, I don't know, summon the animal to do stuff for you? Or does it, like, give you the powers of whatever that animal had? Okay, so I like these. I think they're basically done. Maybe I should just have this come all the way over. I'm not really sure. These just don't match up in a really weird way. To me, anyway. No, I think it's actually just that. It's just that one square. Oh, crap, what have I done? Oh, no. I think, yeah. Okay, no, I was just looking at it weird. That's on me. Good grief. Yeah, I think that solves the problem. There we go. Gives you their powers, and you get some animal senses. So, do you have to, like, if I say, if somebody was to tame, like, you know, 5 or 6 different gems, would they have all the powers at once, or do they have to, like, activate them individually? Like, do they have to have, you know, only one power active at a time? That one's basically already correct. Nope, there's a minor difference. So now I need the opposite of this corner, the opposite of this corner, and the opposite of both of these. But since these are done... These are good. That one's good. So you can just have one gem. Oh, you can just have one. So you can only have one gem at a time. You can't tame multiple ones. Okay. All right, how am I doing this? I need this guy. Really, I only need a corner of this guy. We're doing it anyway. Which means I don't really need this one anymore. Right? Yeah, that one's wrong anyway. Deleting it. So is the world... If you tame another animal, you lose the abilities of your first gem, and in the process, you kill off your gem. Oof! That's rough. So they are... I take it that means that the gems are alive. That's pretty rough. Not gonna lie. Oh, wait a minute. No, I already did this. I already did this corner. Right? Ah, I'm a dummy. This is this. I need the opposite. I need the opposite side. Yeah, because this is just this corner right here. Derp. Herp. De derp. Derpy derp. No, not that. This one. Yeah. Copy you. Yes. And then this. So it sounds like that's something that generally somebody who cares about the gem that they have tamed wouldn't want to do that. I would think. You'd want to avoid killing off your gem just to get a new one, if you can. Okay, so now we're gonna make a corner that turns, but I'm gonna leave myself a little space here. And also, I'm gonna move this whole thing over one. Like right there. So now I need a bottom wall. And I need a corner piece, or a diagonal cut of it. And I think I want that diagonal. That's not what I wanted to do. Is that right? Nope. That doesn't feel right. That feels very off. Which tells me that I need one less square to be picked up. So like it right there. No, right there. It's like you're being shit to your pet. So yeah, you'd want to avoid that. If you're a good person. I feel like that's correct. That looks a little strange, kind of. But I think it's okay. I can't tell you anymore. It's a secret. A closely guarded trade secret. Don't know why I'm building this thing out such that it matters. Or as if it did, rather. Need to turn it right there. So now... my fence, but my fear is that my idea gets stolen. That's fair. I don't think you need to worry too much about it. But if that is something you want to... if that is something you want to avoid, then by all means, feel free to not share. If that makes you comfortable. Or rather, if sharing makes you uncomfortable, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a cool idea. I could definitely see that kind of thing being pretty cool and interesting. And even popular. I don't think you're a bad person, but you know. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad I give off that kind of vibe of not being a bad person. Like I was saying earlier, though, about doing art, I mean, you know, writing is the same way, or stories and that kind of thing. I do think that no matter what you do, somebody will have done something similar, if not the same thing. So, it's all in the flavor you put on it yourself. You know, people might tell a similar story to what you've told, but they're never going to tell the exact same story that you can tell, because you have unique life experiences to everybody else. No one else can tell the exact same story that you can tell. Like, even if I did know all of your ideas and tried to steal them, I would not be able to tell the same story that you can tell, because I'm not you. Wait a minute. No, yeah, that's right. That is correct. Yes. That's just this wall here, though. Yeah? Right there. Does that look right? I think that looks right. Something like that. Yeah. No, wrong. What have I done? Did I goof it up? I did goof it up. Ah, phooey. But yeah, don't take that as me trying to, encourage you to tell more than you want to. Okay, so this is the piece I need right here, actually. Right here. Corner piece. Right there. Yes, that is exactly that piece right there. I just recreated something I already have. Now wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I realize what I have done. I actually needed to bend up and then back down again because I need to create another piece here. Okay, so with that in mind, how do we fix that? How do I fix this problem? I have only recreated what I have already made. No, that's not true. I can move this right here. Ha! Problem solving. I use this one to do the same thing. Right, wrong. Wrong? Wrong. Or am I? Oh no, what have I done? I think I have goofed. But then you have a question. What happens when the user of gem dies? What happens if you eat the gem? Goodness. Well, a couple of different options, I guess. Just spitballing. My first inclination, my first idea, is if the user of a gem dies, the gem might die with them. Like maybe when you have a gem, it's bonded to your life or something. Or maybe it just becomes a gem and is free again, and someone else can tame it. And if you eat the gem, I don't know, I guess I was sort of already assuming that the gem is like absorbed into the person. So eating it never really crossed my mind. Is this right? Yeah, this is right. So what I need next is going to come up here, which means I need this wall. And copy this. Right here. Like that. And then I need this wall piece. I guess another option would be that the gem animal goes completely berserk and attacks everything around it if the user, or if the original user dies. Is that right? I think that is right. That looks weird though. Let's cut a slightly different slice of that. That's the corner. We're gonna go down one and down one there. Right there. I think that's gonna be better. Yes. Yes, I do believe it is. And we do the same thing on the other side. But how do we do that? Those are the questions that came to my mind. There's a part of me that thinks it would be kind of funny if, I don't know, like, you've got a bad guy in your story who has a magic gem, and then, like, one of the ways he's defeated is that the good guys convince him that, like, eating the gem is a good idea, and then he eats it, and it's just, like, makes him sick. It might not fit the tone of your story, but I think that would be kind of funny. Right there. Yeah. Ah, crud. No. There we go. Nope, that is entirely wrong. I don't need that at all. I need more of this wall, so we'll drop it down there, actually. And... wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like that? Maybe that's right. Yes. The gems would have their own free will. Yeah, I think that, that tracks. That makes sense. Okay, so now I'm gonna edit this one to be... yeah, like that. Basically mimicking the one up here. Nope. Like that. There we go. That's why I did that way. Now the question is, they have their own free will, but since they take the shapes of animals, do they act like animals? Or are they more like people? Like, do they have the intelligence of people? You know what? I'm kind of tempted just to cut this and flip it. That might not work. But it might. Take that and shift it vertically. Can I just plug it in here and have it work? I can. I can? I can. Yes, that works. I like that. Most bad scenario, Gem can kill you. Or eat you if they're hungry. Yeah, so that's why you've gotta tame them, right? And I suppose if they're smart, taming them would include hopefully befriending them. Or I guess if you're the bad guy, you're not befriending them. You're just sort of forcing them to do what you want. Unless they're bad, because if they have their own free will, they could be bad too, I guess. Wait a minute, no. What in the world? Oh, yeah, okay, so that's why I can't just copy that. Well, phooey. So these have the shadow on the bottom, and so do these, and that works well. But I want this portion to look different. Or look more like it is up here. I could just draw around all this, but I think I'd be faster just to color it in. Freehand. Right? Or I could just not and leave it, I guess. Gems can be sadistic or evil or all the bad things. Yeah, if they, like I say, if they've got free will, that makes sense. Oh, wait a minute. What in the world? Okay, no, that works. Alright, so now we're just gonna mirror this coming up here. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Nope, crud. Not that one. And we're gonna go that way with that one. Have a lot of scenarios. It's fun, isn't it? Coming up with ideas for the stuff you come up with in your head. Wait a minute. I need this color. Right there. And this color above it. You know what? I could be a real smart cookie. And mirror this. Wait a minute. What in the world? What have I done? Why does this not look like it's even? It is, though. Oh, crud. I'm gonna have to fix that later. Nope, not that color. I want the next one down. Yes, like that. Then it's that color here and here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that is correct. All right, so then this here for 3 squares. And then we're just gonna fade this out. Fade out. Fantastic. I like it already. Good idea for gems from Pokemon and Jins in Magi. I'm assuming you're talking about Magi as in an anime. And welcome, Robart. Hello there to you. How are you doing this afternoon for me? Evening for you, I think? Trying to keep... I think most of the people who watch are not in my time zone. So, let's see. Let me just slide this up here. I want this to come like that, I think. I'm just going to fill this out some. Want that there. I don't want that to be mirrored exactly, though. This one's going up, so this one will go side. This one's going side, so this one will go up. Actually, let's put that... Nope, not like that at all. No, I don't like it. It's night. Okay. And yes, Magi is anime. Okay. Because I think that there have been like 2 or 3 different anime that I've heard of that have Magi in the name. So I do not know which one you might be talking about. Could be any of them. Doing okay, just chilling. Had a biology exam today. Cool, how'd that go? I remember hating biology, personally. But, I was a different person then than I am now. Had different feelings about things. I want to fill that in with that. And like that. Nope, not that one, though. Magi, Labyrinth of Magic. Okay, I have not heard of that one. Or if I have, it bounced off of me. Like, as in I didn't retain the name. I'm wondering... Oh yeah, I was gonna move this. I'm wondering if I should still. I think the answer is yes. So if I put this back in and move it... That is weird. I can put that... I can put the mirror tool in between a pixel. I did not know that. That's freaking weird. Got 85 out of 100, but it rounds up, so 90 out of 100. And A minus. Well, there you go. We take those. That's a win. I would take those. I'd take that as a win. Okay, so that is actually not lined up, and I was going to move it the other way. I was going to move it that way, which would make it... No, yeah, I do need to move it. I do need to move it to line it up. But do I want to do that? I think I do. I think I do. I want to turn the mirror tool off first, though. I'm going to use this tool. And I'm going to regret it. Hiya, hiya. Slide. Slide to the right. Is that something I actually want to do? Yeah, I think it is. Right? Right? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's see. I don't know, I just study in the last minute and then throw up all the knowledge I memorize on the exam. And it works. Yeah, be careful with that tactic. It'll get you a long way in school, for sure. But it sounds like the school might be one a little easier than you are capable of, and also kind of boring. Let's see. By the way, that's my reason to learn art. Mookie, are you talking about your reason to learn art is that you want to make a comic, or not a comic, an animation? You want to take the things that are in your mind and make them a reality. Because I know that's why I wanted to first learn to do art stuff. That is where I want that to be. Nope, not that. Something about gene mutations. If it was about the human anatomy, I would definitely remember that. I mean, it depends on how you define anatomy. Arguably, your genes are a physical part of your body. You know, you just can't see those with the naked eye. But I'm being technical here. Yeah, I know. You won't learn about genes in an anatomy class. And your veins. Does that look okay? I think it does. I think that looks okay. Kind of want to mix that off like that. Maybe I'm gonna leave it. It looks fine. At a distance, there's a lot going on. Might be too much of this. This might be too bright. I might need to darken this all down. Because it's very noticeable. Like, I like the walls, but I might have too much detail on the top of the walls. That might be unappealing. And yeah, Moki, I think that is a strong reason for a lot of people to get into art generally. It's like, I have these really cool ideas in my head, and I want to be able to show them. I want to be able to show them to other people, or I want to be able to see them in real life in front of me. Is that actually correct? Is that one step down? It is. And so I must learn to do the art to make it happen. Okay, I think that works. All right, so the thing I am working on presently is I'm making the tiles that I can stamp all over the place where I want them. I've just done these two exterior corners. And so, I copy those. Is that right? That feels wrong? No, that's right. Ah, sorry. Don't mean to jerk the camera around all over the place. Yeah, that feels a lot more cohesive than the other one did. At least, I think it does. I'm pretty dang happy with it. That feels like a big jump. I don't know why. That one last little tick there. Yeah, this should be fine. Hey, there we go. And I'm going to mark those as done. Now I just need to do these, which I think I did. But yeah, Rob, I did a similar thing when I was in high school. I had we have what we call AP classes. I had an AP history class that I was in high school. And AP is like, basically, you're in high school, but if you finish this class, you can take a test and get college credit for it if you pass. So you can skip your first level of college classes for that subject. That's the idea anyway. But, so I had a AP history class that I was in, but my teacher, he did an interesting thing with the grading. Basically, the test was graded on a curve, or all the tests were graded on a curve. So, and the way that that worked was that he took the average of the top 2 scores, I think, and whatever that was 100, right? So if one person gets 100 on the test and one person gets 90 on the test, this is not exactly, but like, let's say the average of that is 95, that means that anybody who scored 95 technically made 100 on the test, right? I passed that class solely by my ability to get more answers correct than everyone else. I didn't have the best grade in that class. I had the worst grade in that class that was still passing. But I was able to get, 115, 120 out of 100 points for my tests. And then I wouldn't do any of the homework. I wouldn't do any of the essays. Or not all of them. And that was bad. That was not good. Not a good practice. Not a good thing, not a good habit to be in. But I was focused on other things at the time. But I do feel like that has hurt me. Not gonna lie. Okay, so what is wrong here? What is wrong with this one? I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. I think it's fine. It looks fine. I'm gonna replace it anyway. Just to be sure. Why does this feel weird? Oh, that's screwy. I see that now. Why is that like that? Y'all probably don't see this, but look at this nonsense. This is even, right? There's these 2 blanks here. There's a 1 dot there, and there's a 1 dot there. There's 2 dots over here, and there's no dots over here. What am I thinking? This is not done. This is not correct. This is all kinds of messed up and wrong. Ew. Ew. I don't like it. That's why this looks jacked up. What have I done? What have I done? How do I fix this, though? I think I fixed this by grabbing this and moving it over here. Nope, that is incorrect. That's not the way to fix that. Yes, I see the light. I have the answer. I move that. Now, to check myself, to check my work. Nope, that is centered. I don't like it. Why does this look weird? Why is this messed up? Because this looks the same to me. These should be even. What? Yeah, that's shifting one way there, but it should still be in the middle. So if I just flip this and turn it upside down, that should be even. My brain hurts. Put that back. No, that's right on that, but it's... Oh, I see why. I see what the problem is. This is moved. Just the centerpiece is moved over. Ew, I don't want to fix it, but I need to. My desire for perfectionism will never let me live it down if I do not solve this problem. But it looks like it should be even. That's why it's not even. So there's this gap here. So here's the inner circle, or the outer circle of this thing, and then there's the dark shadow on one side, and then there's blank space on this little part of the tablet. Which this would be equivalent to the shadow portion, but then there's no blank space. So really, I need to fix this on more than one level, really. Ew, I don't like it. I do not want to fix it, but I'm gonna fix it because the reason I don't want to fix it is because there is a lot of nonsense that I'm gonna have to change because of this. Icky. Icky. I'm gonna put that like that, put this like this. I'm gonna fix this like that. Maybe like that? How do I fix this? Save me! I don't want to fix it. How is this done? I guess, really, this should be the... Yeah, let's do that that way. Let's just fill this in with this color. I feel like that's probably more accurate. I don't like it, though. It doesn't look good. No, 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 no checker patterns. I could just do that. And be done with it. Ew. Not gonna lie, I kinda hate it. But we do what we must. It probably looks fine. It probably looks fine. Yeah, okay. So then I need to fix this one. Icky. I'm gonna be unhappy with that for the rest of the day. Ruined! Ruined! This one should be fine, right? Yeah, this one should be fine. And then this one's fine. How did I mess that up? Whatever. I'm just whining. I'm just, as some people say, whinging. Which is a new one on me. I had not heard that term until a couple years ago. And I thought it was a mispronunciation. That's gonna make these corners, it's gonna make these corners fit different. Yep, that's already different. Oh, big oof. Big oof. Okay, so now what I need to do is fix this up here. The question is, how do? Actually, I think what I need to do, since it's only the interior corners, because these actually, which use this, those are already correct. The interior corners are the ones that are jacked up. Yeah, this has got a double line here, which it does not need to have. So actually, what I can do is just grab the... Yeah, this is even, but this is not. Why is it not even when this one is? Anyway, I'm going to grab the bottom edge of this thing. Like so. Oh, yeah. And then put this like that. That does fix it. That does that fix it? That does fix it. Plantasmic. So then I should be able to do the same thing going the other way. What? Hiya. No, now this one's still uneven. But why though? If I'm using the top corner of this thing. Give me that sweet symmetry. But there was none to be found. I don't get it. I don't get why these are even and these are not. I must be just missing something entirely. Okay, so what happens if I take the leading edge of this, or the full corner, and put that in here? Does that even it up? Interesting. Interesting. Kinda. It kinda do. Okay, so... Now what if... I place that there. And I just grab this corner of this here. Like so. That is not the one I need, actually. I actually need this piece. Is this uneven? Is that the problem? Might be. No, wait a minute. No. Undo that. I actually need this full corner. Right? No. No, that doesn't solve the problem. Okay, there's something funky going on here. I don't know what it is. So those are even. Those are even. That's basically even. But then... Come here, you. I see that. The way that do be. The interior bit is even. The exterior bit is not even. Oh, such minutia. Why have I subjected myself to this? Good afternoon, Goddess of Doom, and welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Pixel Art Magic Shop, where we are having very, very big problems with very, very tiny details. Ugh. How's your afternoon going? Mine is spiraling into insanity while I try to move things a single pixel in one direction to make them fit. Just chilling at home. Same, technically. Tiles are looking pretty good. I thank you. They fit together pretty well, I think. I'm doing this thing to try and get my corners developed, and I think it's looking pretty alright. However, I have discovered an inconsistency that is driving me nuts, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. So if you see here, this tile here on this corner ends with this one little dot so that it connects up to any other tiles that end with a dot, so you have a double wide dot. No big deal. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Fantastic. So I took these tiles, which are just flat wall, directional walls, and I cut them diagonally and then plugged them together to make these corner pieces. Cool. Everything's great so far. The problem, somehow, is that when I plug them together, I get this nice little corner shape here. As you can see, this one is very symmetrical, and it looks nice and even. However, also as you can see, this one is not. And it's driving me nuts. And I hate it. And I think I see why. I think I see why it's doing that. Yeah, it might be one of those things that, you know, no one's going to notice. It's largely irrelevant, not a big deal, but I think I figured it out. So here's my base tile, right? This is everything. This is what everything else is built on. I am noticing there are two gaps here, and there's one gap there. Now why that is, I'm realizing, is that this shape has a 3-wide gap here. And you can't cut something like that in half evenly. It's probably not a problem. It's just gonna annoy the heck out of me. So now I know that, now that I see that, if I fix it, or if I try to fix it, I am immediately going to run into the problem of this thing will not look correct. Because, like, the way to fix it, right, would be to take this shape. Like, whatever. Basically this, and shift it over one. Which would make this whole thing smaller. Which would make it not be even with the others. Right? Right? That is how that would work, yeah, I think. Now hang on, I might be onto something. Shh. How does this look? This comes over like that, comes over like that, and then it's this color, comes down. And on the outside, we're just going to do this little number here. Except that this is going to be that color right there. So we want this actually right there like that. Oh, I mean, that solves the problem. But I don't know if I like how it solves the problem. Because I have changed the shape of the thing. Actually, I see one way in which this is not correct. Yeah, and now I don't have this gap here. What if I did that? And honestly, I want to probably do this way. Something like that. How obvious is that that is not the right size? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's perfectly fine that it is a weird different size than the others. Maybe it's completely unnoticeable. It probably is. Oh boy. Well, now that I've agonized over something that probably makes very little to no difference to anyone but me. Oh, that's gonna have to be fixed. I think that's gonna do it. Need to have some kind of a break here anyway. Is that the next step up? It is indeed. Okay, well... Interesting problems. Developing interesting solutions. I'm gonna leave that alone. That whole diagonal line, I'm gonna leave that alone for a sec. Wait. There. Oh boy. Okay, so I think that solves that problem. Now I just need to edit the other side. To do basically the same thing, right? So what that means is I want this over here. Oof. Shift it horizontally. Now wait a minute. I don't actually think that that's going to work because... thanks for stopping in, Goddess of Doom. And thank you for looking. Skulking about the place. Over here, I'm going to have the opposite problem. Right? Yeah, over here I'm going to have the opposite problem because... because this is a different size. This is smaller. Why does this corner not have to deal with this problem? I feel like this corner is what I actually need to cut here. So let's do that. Shift it vertically. Yep, I basically need to do the same thing. I did up here. So if I just do this nonsense. Move that, rotate it. I'm going to rotate. And I can just put that on top of there like that, yeah? Problem solved. Miracle. Hallelujah. I'm not happy about it, but it does work, I think. It does do what I wanted it to do. So I think that does solve that problem. I think that's going to be okay. I should probably stand up. Yeah, I am going to take a quick break. I've been staring at this and I'm losing my mind over some tiny little minutia that is largely irrelevant. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, I need to shrink these two down so that all four of them match, because I'm actually going to have to do that. Because now that this and that and this one are all the same. Ah! Sorry, I'm freaking out here. I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna flip it around. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break. It's obvious to me I need to get up and walk around for a bit. I'll be right back, folks. Alright. Back to it. Got up and took my dog outside. Touched some grass, as they say. Alright. Do I fix this? Yeah, I think I do. What's the best way to do that, though? Alright, well, I think the first thing I need here is all of that. Let's see how lovely details bring together when it's zoomed out. Yeah, it does look a lot better. Let me fix this here. It looks pretty good from a distance, which is, you know, when it needs to look good. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can get enough of these together that I can put together a asset pack for a dungeon. I was talking to someone who's done this this morning on Twitter, who sells pixel art assets for game developers, and I asked him how many tiles should I have in a pack. And I was like, how many is good for a pack? You know, 16? 100? How many? And he's like, I'd say like 250 minimum. I'm like, ugh. I think right now I have 12. It's like, good grief, why? Why would I do this to myself? I'm probably spending way too much time on nonsense that doesn't actually matter that much. You know what I just realized? I can just copy this. Right there. Wait a minute. Is that gonna work? Does that work? I think it does, but it is not correct somehow. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. But it's fine. That actually needs to be changed. This needs to be this color here. There we go. Okay. We're gonna extend that. And this, like so. I'm gonna call it good. I call it done. So I think... Wait a minute. Why does that one look weird? That is, this up here looks weird. This does not look correct, that's why. Okay, what is wrong here? I need to fix these. Okay, so... bring that color down. Fade this out. That is there, which is what that is. Then this fades out to this color. What is the next step down from here? Because I kind of want to feel this out here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that works. That works just fine. And I'm thinking that this being that is also fine. Okay, so... Do. There, and we shift it down. Go there and there. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Is that right? Oh, yeah. That is, in fact, that do be the way that is. Slightly lighter, and then darker again. In between all of that. Then we've got a squiggly that is this. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, yes, indeed. That is fine. It's not symmetrical, but it doesn't have to be perfectly mirrored. It just has to look good. Although this sharp corner here is kind of bothering me. Can I fix it? Bob the Builder? No. Does that look better? I feel like it does look better, in fact. Alright, so we are just gonna copy this guy. Yeah, I guess we do all that. Copy, and then we flip it horizontally, and we put it right there. And then we copy it. And we flip it vertically, and we put it right there. Here I am over here saying, you know, it doesn't need to be perfectly... That is not where that goes. It doesn't need to be perfectly the same. No, crud! I just don't want that one there. God, confound it all. Why do I do this to myself? And why does that work that way? It's like, remove all of them. Or don't do anything. Try to hit the undo button, and it just removes everything. And now that I've done that, now that I've gone through all the trouble to mess with that, can I just copy this and shift it vertically? Plug it in right there. I think I can. I think that worked. I kind of want to just plug this on top of that. Maybe a bit too much of this going on here. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably fine. Probably needn't to worry about it too much. See, this is why I'm never gonna get this thing done. Sitting here grinding all of the minutia. It is perhaps largely irrelevant. I feel like I just need to remove all of these and then grab them from down here. That is probably the smart move to be doing that. These are all correct though, right? Bless you, dog, for you have sneezed. That's correct. That's correct. Bless you again. Okay. Not what I wanted to do. Put that back. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete all of these because I fixed them all here. Right? Right? Yep. Going to call that good. There. I'm probably going to notice that something is off later. Now that I'm looking at it, though. Man. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sitting here, I see another thing. No, and still no. Let me look at this. This one is consistent. This one does not have the problems of the thing that I just made. My problem is that you see the shiny bits are on the top here. Like the shiny bit is on the top of this brick. If you go to the opposite side, the shiny bits are also on the top, visually, of these bricks. You know, up north, I guess. Down here, the shiny bit is on the right side of the brick. Over here. And if I slide up here, the shiny bit is on the right side of this brick. I did not do things that way. Doesn't make it wrong, per se. It is a little weird, though. I'm looking at it right across from itself, and yep, I got the shiny over here, and down here I got the shiny over there. Here is the million-dollar question. Can I? Nope. I cannot, in fact, merely shuffle them. You know, that's not a big deal. I do not care. Well, that was a fun exercise in absolute madness. Having done that, though, I need to make a new tile of this. Wait a minute. Oh, I left a whole block, whole pixel missing. Give me the whole thing. That feels centered. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is exactly the size that it needs to be. So if I just center that up, that should be good. Cool, and then I cut that out. And I paste that right there. And I delete that one because it is wrong. Excuse me. And I delete that. See, now I'm looking at this and it feels off-center, but I know that it's not. Now I'm kind of curious. Let's grab one of these bad boys. Let's grab a Scully boy. I'm just going to copy this guy to use him as a test model. He is bigger than our door. But if he was walking around, he'd be about like that. Now compare this door that I have drawn to this door. I'm gonna copy, let me turn those on. I see. I'm gonna copy this. This door is full wide. As it's a full block wide, basically. So if I paste this in, this door is obviously bigger than the one that I've got. It's also set back further in the wall. Like the floor tile takes up half of this block here. Maybe I should make a lower section of wall? So like if I assume that all of these were made on, what is this, 16 by 16 blocks, then over here, this block here is half of the wall. So like, yeah, this comes down to about here. Or even there. If I copy that, paste it, and then flip it horizontally. That is that tile. It is exactly the same. Now, what if I came over here and I rotated it 90 degrees counterclockwise? Dang. It's not the same. And I see that now. It's not the same tile exactly. They did make a separate thing for that, but that does match up pretty close. Yeah, they probably didn't have the technology to actually just rotate it. Probably would have had to draw the horizontal tiles and the vertical tiles differently or separately. But man. But yeah, they've got the tiles are half tiles, basically. That's really interesting to me. It does look like... Oh no, wait a minute. Delete that for a second. It does look like this tile here is just this tile flipped perfectly upside down. Wait, what? No, you gotta be joking. Okay. No, okay. For a second there, I thought... For a second there, I thought that it was the same tile. Like, I thought that this was exactly the same, but it's not. It's not the same. Thank goodness, though. That would have driven me up a wall. It is basically the same thing flipped, though. Zoom in here, grab this guy again. I think it's actually this square too? No, I can't really tell. Yeah, no, it's not. Does not include that darkened space. Okay, so if I copy this and then shift it vertically. Aha, it is different. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not different. I'll put this right there. It is indistinguishable from the tiles around it. So they did just flip this over vertically. Man. Okay, well, if I want to ever get these done in a timely manner, I'm not going to be able to redraw everything upside down like I've kind of been doing. It just doesn't, it does not do the work. That's fascinating to me. Well, I put a lot of effort into not get nearly as much done. Okay, so given that though, if I look at this, right, you've got like half the block in these designated as floor. I don't even know if you can do that in the technology that we use, or that a lot of people use to make their unique sprites. I say it's designated as floor, but it might actually just be wall. I don't actually know if you can walk in this half of a space. I don't actually see a character model, like the player character model of Link, anywhere in here. So that'd be really hard to check. I know you can walk left and right here. So I feel like what I feel like is that I don't know. I don't actually know what the hitboxes of the tiles are. Because, like, I know you can fall off of this, and then this prevents you from falling off. Which kind of makes me think that everything is actually drawn in these, what is this, 8x8 squares? Rather than 16x16? So, like, you can walk on this 8x8 square. You can walk on this 8x8 square. This one is blocked, like it's a wall, but then this one is not. So that presents me with a dilemma. Do I build tiles with the assumption that someone might want to try and do it that way? Lacking any better information, probably. That said, I've already not done that. So this is basically, if I'm looking at the blocks as 16x16 blocks, this wall is only a block and a half tall, whereas my walls are 2 blocks tall. Which isn't, per se, a problem. But, yes, thank you for the follow, No Mixels. I'm going to assume that that's a play on Pixels. No Mixels, and welcome. Welcome to the Magic Shop, where we make the magic happen by staring really, really closely at pixels that have come before. At least in this case. I didn't make any of this, obviously. If you're unaware, this is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past that I'm looking at, and I'm over here trying to emulate the style and figure out how to make this stuff in a similar fashion. And one thing that I have just noticed that I've just been talking about is that their walls, if you count each one of these spaces as a tile,
their walls are only a tile and a half tall, whereas I have made mine 2 tiles tall. Which, I don't know if that's a problem or not. I don't actually know if that's something I need to go through and just fix. Or not. I could provide both. That would let me fill out the tiles. Somebody might be able to get use out of it. But like another thing is their door is like way up here. Because again, half the block is actually floor. But yeah, with the exception of the stuff that is obviously Zelda related, I made everything else you see on stream. I also tried to practice Legend of Zelda style. Yeah, it's a. I mean, I think it's a solid thing to learn from. How did that go for you, though? Get rid of these guys. I guess I've spent the morning or the first part of the stream agonizing over corner pieces that are irrelevant largely, but they make me upset if they're not right. And now I'm just, do I need to redo basically everything? Like, do I need to move this door to be, like, up here? I guess it would be, like, right there-ish. I switched to Classic and 3rd and 4th gen Pokemon. So you've left the Legend of Zelda style behind entirely? And when you say Classic, do you mean like Classic Zelda? Or as in like, I guess, The Legend of Zelda, the first one for the NES? Or do you mean like Game Boy era 1st gen Pokemon? Okay, yeah, that was my next question. Yeah, that's probably what I should be doing too, since I'm just getting started trying to do this kind of thing. But I guess I'm kind of a masochist because I'm not doing that. I am going for the oh yeah, look, I'm gonna do a 32-bit or a 32 by 32 pixel tile. And I'm gonna hate it. I actually don't hate it. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I need to fix this one pixel here. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill that in. Yeah. Hello. Barbie dolls. I'm sorry. I just jacked up your name. I was sitting here trying to read it like it was not English. I get a lot of non-English names rolling through sometimes. But welcome, Barbie dolls. Thank you for chiming in. Details on your tiles are top tier. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I just sort of threw stuff together and it expanded into what you see. I really did look at the Legend of Zelda version to sort of play off of. And as I look at their stuff and as I agonize over what I'm doing, I sort of figure out, yes, this is why they did that way, and not the way that I'm doing it. Yeah, so like you can tell, right? Like you see I've got this sort of design here. You can tell that, you know, I sort of emulated this, I think. But theirs is much simpler because they had a game to produce. I don't. I'm just doing this for kicks and giggles and maybe to, you know, offer up to somebody someday. Yeah, Barbados. It's like a country in the Caribbean. Welcome to Barbados. But yeah, I am not sure where to go with this. Because, so the thing I need to figure out, because I want to make a pack of like assets for game development, because I'm probably not going to make a game, but maybe somebody will use my stuff to make a game with. I don't know if the software used to make games accommodates this particular feature. And what I mean by that is, so like this here, right, this is a single tile, which they have repeated multiple times. But this is all wall, right? This is only partially wall. This portion is floor. This portion is wall. I don't know if you can do that in like Godot or whatever somebody might use. So I don't know if you can do like half tiles, or I guess the option would be like if you're building a game out of 8x8 tiles instead of 16x16 tiles, you could do that. You could divvy up like that. So I guess I'm trying to figure out, do I need to rip these tiles in half and make floor out of them? Just casually says my name incorrectly because of past streams. You know, look, I'm trying, okay? I think they can. Yeah, you're probably right. They probably can. But that's, I mean, that still leaves me with the question, I guess, of do I change what I've got to accommodate that? Because I like what I've got. I like the look of it. Man. Alright, so what that would look like, I guess, is like I would be cutting out. Actually, I can do this. So if I turn on the grid, this grid is the same size. But if I change the grid settings to be 8x8. That would mean that these become floor. Now, one option I have would be that I can have both. Right, I have tiles that have floor there, have tiles that are wall there. And honestly, that's probably a good idea, now the more I think about it. It's not a big deal. I mean, it does follow the 16x16 grid, so I believe it's valid. Yeah. And I think the conclusion I'm coming to is that having both as an option lets me get away with getting more out of less. Because if this is one tile, or potentially 4, I guess if I'm looking at it as a 16x16, if this is 4 tiles on a 16x16, I can instead have the bottom half of these be floor, and that would be a whole different set of tiles, potentially. And again, you can make a 32x32 object with 4 grid spaces. Yeah, what am I kidding? I don't design things like this. I mean, neither do I. I'm just sort of... Oop, not that big. I am figuring it out as I go along. Okay, so I think that this whole deal is completely useless now. I do not need this anymore. That was just a proof of concept that is not even accurate anymore to putting all this together. So before I delete it, let me double check on the corners. Yeah, I think I've got all the parts of it. And this is also all incorrect too. But, so, now, with all that said, let me just take this and copy it here. And we'll make floor out of it. Now, let me see. If I'm looking at this, the way that they've done this here is very simple and easily tileable. But I've got to make this fit with my style. Whatever that means. Is that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah. So I'm gonna leave the bottom level, or the bottom color. I always have challenges in corner pieces. No lie. Yeah, that's what I agonized for over like the last hour or hour and a half, is getting this to look right. So I'm gonna point out something to you that it might drive you nuts, because it drives me nuts. So I made this top piece right here, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, this is great, this is wonderful, I love it, and it fits together, and it tiles and everything. And then I went to cut the corners, and it was not meshing up very well. And I couldn't figure out why. I finally did. It's largely the fact that this piece here is even. Is an even number of spaces wide. If you know, there's a shadow on this side, but then you got the circle, and then there's the brighter bit here. But the exterior tablet piece is not even. It is not an even number of pixels. It has a center. And so when I cut that in half to go over here and then over there, I end up with a 2-block gap here and a 1-block gap there. So what that means is, when I cut this diagonally to use as a corner piece, it doesn't mesh up evenly. So what ends up happening, or what I ended up doing to fix it, is, I don't know if you can see this exactly, but you notice that this piece here is smaller because I just sort of hand jammed and just moved it over to make it fit, so that this corner feature here would match with this corner feature here, and I could use the same piece. But yeah, I just grabbed this and shoved it to the side, and now this piece is smaller than the rest of them. And yeah, and I had to do that down here too, and I had to fix it over here, well, here. And hopefully it's a small thing that nobody notices. It probably doesn't matter. It's probably not that big a deal. But it was driving me up a wall. No pun intended. But honestly, making the corner pieces was pretty easy, all things told. I don't know if you have the same program, but basically all I did was corner to corner, and then that. Right, and then just, I've got this piece of this wall that goes, you know, horizontally. And then, for example, I take, which one would it be? This one, I think. I cut that corner of this one, I cut this corner of that one. Had it right where I wanted it. Basically the opposite side, the opposite half. And paste those together. And boom, look, it's a corner. And then I, you know, colored in, make it fit a little better, like that, shade it. Thank you. ATG style. Yeah, it's that style is a work in progress. Morning, just woke up. Kitty, I know for a fact you were awake earlier. Don't you lie to me, boy. But good morning anyway. Welcome. Make a right triangle? I just did. I feel asleep. Well, you're here anyway. Oh goodness, now I gotta do colors. What even color should I make this? I'm gonna go with red. And actually, we're gonna use this color for a second. Nap fell. Maybe you should go back to sleep.
turn this back on. Got the golden arches going on over here. Nope, that doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Fell asleep for a nap. Ah, I see. Exactly. Ah, yes. Okay, I need to do... Is this right in the middle? No, it's not right in the middle. If I make it like this... Does that work out? Probably not. Oh, actually, I think it does. Okay, that works. There's a bit too much going on, but it works. Or it does line up anyway. Fell asleep, because you feel asleep. Simple logic. In order to sleep, you gotta... yeah. In order to fall asleep, you must lie there and pretend like you're asleep. 70% of the time, it works every time. Okay, so I kind of hate this. How do I fix it? This is the darkest red I have. Back to the model. Back to the model. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. 5 blocks. 5 blocks tall. Yeah. Okay. Red. I feel like this red is way too saturated for what I want to do. So if I end this, where did this end? And it is a step away. Okay. So I do this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really? I get dizzy using that symmetry tool. You know, sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes it's not. Why does this look that way? Is it because it's 2 blocks away? And then it's 2, 3, 4. Why does this look this way? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Barbie dolls, I definitely stole that from a movie. I think the other thing is just further. Like their wall ends further down than the one that I have here does. And that's okay. You know what? I'm going to put that back. Because that makes this work. Okay, so they've got a big old T section here. Let's start with that and see how that looks. How far away? It's like 3 squares. Okay. On one side. But that means that? No, that's too much. I've got it going the wrong way too, anyway. Plagiarism! Indeed. Look, something, 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 great artists steal, right? Good artists, copy? Yeah, good artists copy, great artists steal, something like that. I'm doing this backwards from the way that they're doing it, but you know what? I'm committed now. Yep, that is the way that that is, and it's also right in the middle of that. Wait, how? Wait, what? No.
That is the middle. Yeah, that is definitely the middle. Followism. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Barbie dolls. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself here. Steel and steel. Gotta work on the evil laugh. A lot of people neglect the evil laugh. Myself included. Alright, so that's the middle. That is 4 across. Yeah, just look at that. Like that. And then it's 3 space. 3 there. There we go. Yorism welcomes them. Yours welcomes isms. Schisms. Okay, so let's just do that. I've got this upside down compared to how it is done in this. So if I just roll this around, there's a gap there though, yeah? Yeah, so one wide gap. Something like that, I think. Just looking at makeup tutorials and listening in. Step 1, put color in your face. Actually, Kitty, I think that is not step 1, as a matter of fact. I believe that there are a few steps before that. Yep, see? See? Come on now. It's almost like you've never worn makeup or something. Is this even? Sorry I'm switching back and forth. I'm kind of trying to figure out how they got this effect without exactly copying it. And I should probably just commit to copying it, to be honest. At least to get started. Clean, moisturized face is the most important thing, or else your makeup ends up super cakey. Yeah, that sounds unpleasant. Highly unpleasant. I mean, I like cake, but I don't typically want cake on my face. Uh-oh. Nope, nope, gotta turn that off. First step was using fire in a school to melt the pencil because it's not putting any on my eye to help me pretend to be a dog. Oh, I see. You're talking about theater. Dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. That doesn't look right at all. When I first glanced over your comment, Kitty, I thought you were talking about melting a dog. I'm like, what are you on right now? What are you doing? So this ends directly and goes straight across. So that is how that do be. Why does mine look freaking weird? You know what? Okay, I should have done this to start with. Let me just copy this guy, and we're gonna paste this guy over here to help me out as a frame of reference here. And you know what? Just to make things easier on myself, I am going to... Yeah, I'm just gonna flip it. Vertical. I see, I see.
Goodbyeism. Alright, Barbie dolls. Have a good time. Thanks for stopping in. Your presence is appreciated. I might change this. I don't know if I like it. That is how that is. That is how that is. Mine is taller than theirs, but that's fine. Don't want that there. Yeah, that does look like fringe. So I should flip mine, to be honest. I flip it. It do a flip. I'll put this back the way that it was. I think that's the way that that was. Was indeed. Now this meshes in well. If I turn this off, this meshes in well, and it looks like it's laying over the floor, but really it's completely covering it. Like it looks like you'd be able to see floor through these flaps of this carpet. But you wouldn't. It's literally just laying on top of it. Which is interesting. And this is obviously way desaturated compared to what I'm using here. So I get the idea now. At least I think I do. And so, because of that, I think what I want to do is change this up to where it's one of these. This is kind of cool in that it changes its size as it goes. So yeah, let me do this. Completely cut that. Make a darker thing here. Maybe about there. Oh, nope, I'm on the wrong tool. Give me that. That looks like it might be even. I think it is. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna grab this purple, let's say. No. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's gonna come straight across like this. And then on the corners, that's too bright. Let's make it blue. Now that I'm looking at it, I do kind of like this, actually. This little fringe that I've got going here. I'm gonna erase that. And I might end up erasing every other one here. I don't actually need this tool on anymore. I can just copy paste once I'm done. Yeah, let's at least erase every other. No, yeah, that doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe... That's an option. just put it together like so. I kind of like the way that looks, even though it goes outside. Goes outside of the area, I guess. I guess an option would be to move this up like that. And that way it is actually on the same tile. And I can make like several different colors of rug tile too. Interestingly, I think I could fill this in here. How do I do this? I'm gonna grab this. I want to fill all these in easily. Yes, I do believe that works. I don't know if it looks like I wanted it to, but I think it does work. They've got a gray here, which kind of makes it look like a fringe. Which is what I'm doing with this here, with this checker pattern. And obviously, I feel like this color doesn't really fit the theme. Maybe if I just... What do if I... No. Okay, so this is the color run. The hue stays... This is the hue. Up and down is the brightness. And this is the saturation. So yeah, I do want to move it... I want to desaturate it a bit. Now let's see if that helps. I kind of think it does, actually. Move this a little darker. What I learned in pixel art. If it works, it works. Yeah. And I think the cool thing about pixel art is there's a lot of stuff that works that you wouldn't otherwise expect to work. And I was like I was talking about earlier, you know, if I zoom in here and I look at all this stuff, it's like, this is a blob of color here. And there's a little blob there and a little blob there, and all this kind of looks not super great. Super zoomed in like this, but taken at a distance, that looks pretty cool. I kind of like it. It works good at range. So if you take pixel art, you're gonna have a good time if you're not too worried about how it looks up close. I think, anyway. I think blue is a better carpet color choice. We'll do like a sort of a blue-green. That's really bright. Bring that down here. Yeah. I feel like that kind of works. I do kind of dig it though. Something else I'm thinking is... No, not that. Wrong tool. And actually, if I take this here... How can I make this work? Like that? Does that do what I want it to do? It might.
I'm not sure if that looks better that way or the other way. I feel like that doesn't really work. Let's undo all that. Sorry if y'all hear hiccuping noises. My dog is over here sleeping. She's having dreams. And she's boofing, barking at things. Okay, well, I guess that is still very saturated. That's way over there. That's a little better, I think. You know what? I kind of want to have a little bit of variation here. So how would I do that? Make it slightly darker? I think so. I think that is the play. Make this slightly darker. And we fill it in. Yeah, and then a little darker. Like that. Let me come back to this. Maybe even just one, actually. How's that look? Looks kind of weird, actually, but it's probably fine. And then with this, we can bring this down some too. Yeah. Yeah, it looks fine. Maybe bring this up actually. So I'll grab this color and get a little brighter. Get a little bit brighter now. No, that's too much detail. One of these things is bound to work. One of them is bound to look good. Will I figure out which one it is? I feel like that's just too much going on. As much as I want to do this, I feel like it's too much color variance. Yeah, that's the way that is. Okay, I'm going to probably let that be the way that is. I guess I can mess with this color too here. That's really bright. The difference between these two colors is dark. Quite a bit. So if I actually bring this sort of like to between these two. Actually, no, let's do this diagonally. Like that? Yeah. Yes, indeed. Hmm. Interesting. I think that I like that. I'm starting to anyway. Okay, so that's a thing. Nope. Okay, so I'm done messing around with it. We're gonna put this over here. Copy that, and we're going to tile this out and see how it looks. Oh man, looking at it at a distance, I think that those colors do not work with that wall at all. I don't know color theory. I feel like that carpet would go better in like a cyberpunk style setup than it does with this dark, slightly cold dungeon that we've got going. Although I'll tell you one thing that's fun to do. I just grab all of these pixels and I zoom in here and I grab the darkest color. I can just start, let me do this one. Oh, that's very blue. Let me go back to purple. Ah, no, I want to not do contiguous. Uncontiguize me. There, now it fits a little better. You know what, actually? What can I? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Edit. Let's see. Adjustments. Hue. Now what if I edit the hue? I think I'm getting to the point where I need to just stop. I am playing around with coloration of things. That said, that's slightly more purple, and that kind of works, in all reality. Super saturated, super unsaturated. Yeah, Nomixels, thank you for stopping by. I'm probably going to quit here in a second because, like I said, I'm just playing with colors. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11:30 now, Eastern time. Hopefully see you in the future. Thanks again. Yeah, I think this carpet doesn't work with these walls, and now I'm an interior designer and decorator. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing around with that and leave it alone. I'm going to delete some of this so that I remember what these tiles are supposed to be. And why they exist. Alright, and let me, for the first time in several hours, save the project. Let me zoom out. We got a good, I think we've done good work. We got these all done, which is not as much as I wanted to get done, but I was sitting here agonizing over, as I said, stuff that probably doesn't matter that much. But in any case. Yeah. We are closing in on our goal of 50 followers, guys. We are really, really close. I should probably put out the call on Twitter to be like, hey, help me get to 50 followers. I need like 4 people. Donate your followership. Help a starving artist. I'm not starving. I am remarkably well fed. But anyway, progress was made. Perhaps not as much as I wanted. I do have some other things I need to work on. But I should get outside and take my dog for a walk. She didn't get to go on one this morning. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. You're doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you, Doom. I appreciate that. I do appreciate the encouragement. And thankfully everybody that I've come across has been pretty positive and pretty receptive to what I've had to show. Also, I love the additions to the shop. Yeah, thank you. I'm pretty happy with the countertop, actually. I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm happy I was able to get the sort of rolled, carved, curl-looking deal on the end. I need to fix the wall, too. It's not even, and some of the tiles need work. Yeah, I made some variations and then I pasted them over and over and they didn't exactly line up with each other. And the floor isn't the way I want it exactly yet, but it's a work in progress. But I'm glad you like it. I was talking earlier about possibly putting up like in the shop scene in here, having like a microphone and a little sign that says on air or something. So it's like it's a what do you call it? A radio studio. I think that would be fun. But I don't know if I want to what do you call it? I don't know if I want to disrupt the fiction that I'm in a magic shop rather than in a magic radio studio. Ah, boy. Is that actually the right song? It is indeed. Every time I pop this open, I'm never sure if my stream is displaying the correct song or not. Sometimes I flip it over to it and it's not. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everybody who stopped in to say hello and those who didn't and just chatted or just came by to watch. Thank you for showing up. I'm gonna go take my dog for a walk, and until I see everyone again next time, safe travels out there.